Okay, how's it going, everybody? We're going to read some more of the People's Republic of China's Constitution. This is Chapter 3, Section 2. This is the President of the People's Republic of China. So let's go ahead and get into this. Let's see. We're going to start at Article 79. And, we might also do the State Council as well. We might as well get into that because they're both kind of long enough of a length here. Let's go ahead and get into this. Where was it? I just lost it. This way. Here it is. Oh, no. There it is. Okay. Well, yeah. Section 2. The President of the People's Republic of China. Let's go ahead and get into this. Article 79. The President and the Vice President of the People's Republic of China shall be elected by the National People's Congress. Citizens of the People's Republic of China who have the right to vote and stand for election and who have reached the age of 45 are eligible for election as President or Vice President of the People's Republic of China. The President and the Vice President of the People's Republic of China shall have the same term of office as that of the National People's Congress. Article 80. The President of the People's Republic of China, pursuant to decisions of the National People's Congress and the National People's Congress Standing Committee, promulgates laws, appoints or removes the Premier, Vice Premier, State Councilors, Ministers of Ministries, Ministers of Commissions, the Auditor General, and the Secretary General of the State Council, confers national medals and titles of honor, issues orders of special pardon, declares a state of emergency, declares a state of war, and issues mobilization orders. Article 81. The President of the People's Republic of China engages in affairs of state and receives foreign diplomatic envoys on behalf of the People's Republic of China, and pursuant to decisions of the National People's Congress Standing Committee, appoints or recalls the plenipotentiary representatives abroad, and ratifies or abrogates treaties and important agreements concluded with foreign countries. Article 82. The Vice President of the People's Republic of China shall assist the President in his or her work. The Vice President of the People's Republic of China may, when so entrusted by the President, exercise part of the functions and powers of the President on his or her behalf. Article 83. The President and the Vice President of the People's Republic of China shall exercise their functions and powers until the President and the Vice President elected by the next National People's Congress assume office. Article 84. In the event that the office of President of the People's Republic of China becomes vacant, the Vice President shall succeed to the office of the President. In the event of the office of Vice President of the People's Republic of China becomes vacant, the National People's Congress shall elect a new Vice President to fill the vacancy. In the event that the offices of both President and Vice President of the People's Republic of China become vacant, the National People's Congress shall elect a new President and a new Vice President prior to their election. The chairperson of the National People's Congress Standing Committee shall temporarily act as the president. Okay, so this is Section 3. This is State Council. Article 85. The State Council of the People's Republic of China, namely the Central People's Government, is the executive organ of the highest state organ of power. It is the highest state administrative organ. The State Council is composed of the following personnel: a Premier, Vice Premiers, State Councilors, Ministers of Ministries, Ministers of Commissions, an Auditor General, and a Secretary General. The State Council shall practice a Premier responsibility system. The Ministries and Commissions shall each practice a Minister responsibility system. The organization of the State Council shall be prescribed by law. Article 87. The State Council shall have the same term of the office as that of the National People's Congress. The Premier, Vice Premiers, and State Councilors shall serve no more than 2 consecutive terms. Article 88. The Premier shall direct the work of the State Council. The Vice Premiers and the State Councilors shall assist the Premier in his or her work. The Premier, Vice Premiers, State Councilors, and the Secretary General shall attend State Council executive meetings. The Premier shall convene and preside over State Council executive meetings and State Council plenary meetings. Article 89. The State Council shall exercise the following functions and powers: 1. Stipulating administrative measures, formulating administrative regulations, and issuing decisions and orders in accordance with the Constitution and the law. 2. Submitting proposals to the National People's Congress or the National People's Congress Standing Committee. 3. Stipulating the missions and responsibilities of the ministries and commissions, exercising unified leadership over their work, and directing national administrative work that does not fall within the responsibilities of the ministries and commissions. 4. Exercising unified leadership over the work of local state administrative organs at all levels nationwide, and stipulating the detailed division of functions and powers between the central government and state administrative organs and provinces, autonomous regions, and cities directly under central government jurisdiction. 5. Drawing up and implementing plans for the national economic and social development and state budgets. 6. Directing and managing economic work, urban and rural development, and ecological conservation. 7. Directing and managing education, science, culture, health, sports, and family planning work. 8. Directing and managing work such as civil affairs, public security, and judicial administration. 9. Managing foreign affairs and concluding treaties and agreements with foreign countries. 10. Directing and managing the development of national defense. 11. Directing and managing ethnic affairs and protecting the equal rights of ethnic minorities and the power to self-govern of ethnic autonomous areas. 12. Protecting the legitimate rights and interests of Chinese nationals overseas and protecting the lawful rights and interests of returned overseas Chinese nationals and the family members in China of Chinese nationals overseas. 13. Changing or revoking inappropriate orders, directives, and regulations issued by ministries or commissions. Changing or revoking inappropriate decisions and orders issued by local state administrative organs at all levels. 15. Approving the geographic division of provinces, autonomous regions, and cities directly under central government jurisdiction and approving the establishment and geographic division of autonomous prefectures, counties, autonomous counties, and cities. 16. Deciding, in accordance with provisions of law, on entering a state of emergency in parts of provinces, autonomous regions, and cities directly under central government jurisdiction. 17. Reviewing and deciding. My phone closed out randomly, which it does for some reason. Let me get back to where that was. I'm sorry. Where was I? 17. Reviewing and deciding on the staff size of administrative organs and, in accordance with the provisions of law, appointing or removing, training, evaluating, and awarding or punishing administrative personnel. And 18. Other functions and powers accorded to it by the National People's Congress and the National People's Standing Committee. Article 90. State Council ministers of ministries and ministers of commissions shall be responsible for the work of their departments, and shall convene and preside over ministerial meetings or general and executive commission meetings to discuss and decide on major issues in their department's work. Ministries and commissions shall, in accordance with the law and the administrative regulations, decisions, and orders of the State Council, issue orders and directives and promulgate regulations within the scope of their authority. Article 91. The State Council shall establish an audit office to conduct auditing oversight over the revenue and expenditure of all State Council departments and local governments at all levels, and over the revenue and expenditure of all state financial institutions, enterprises, and public institutions. The audit office shall, under the leadership of the Premier of the State Council, independently exercise the power to conduct auditing oversight in accordance with the provisions of law, and shall not be subject to interference from other administrative organs, social organizations, or individuals. Article 92. The State Council shall be responsible to the National People's Congress and shall report to the Congress on its work. When the National People's Congress is out of session, it shall be responsible to the National People's Congress Standing Committee and shall report to the Standing Committee on its work. So let's see. I might go ahead and get this section 4 in here. This is the Central Military Commission, just because it's not very many. Article 93. The Central Military Commission of the People's Republic of China shall lead the country's armed forces. The Central Military Commission is composed of the following personnel: a chairperson, vice chairpersons, and members. The Central Military Commission shall practice a chairperson responsibility system. The Central Military Commission shall have the same term of office as the National People's Congress. Article 94. The chairperson of the Central Military Commission shall be responsible to the National People's Congress and the National People's Congress Standing Committee. Okay, yeah, so next we'll do, section 5. It's kind of a long one. I do section 5 and 6 and 7 next time. Well, they're kind of long. We'll split them up. We'll see what's going on. I don't know. We'll figure out when we get there. Yeah, so that was up until section 2 through, what was that? Section 2 through 4, yeah, of chapter 3 of the People's Republic of China's Constitution. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. You know, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, Medium. All of these are Marxists. Hit me up there. Y'all have a great day. Todara Goi.